Welcome to the channel and this series where we are looking at the missions that came with Transport Fever 2, and so far we have completed chapter 1, chapter 2, and we're now on chapter 3, and the first mission of this is the Shinkansen, which is the high-speed train in Japan. So we're right over in the east, and it looks like we're going to come back to the Eastern Europe, Central Europe, Canada and Florida for these 6 missions. So we might as well crack on, and this mission is called the Shinkansen, and the time period is 1960 to 1970. It says dawn of the land of the rising sun. In the 1960s, as the horrors of the World War II gradually fade away, Japan's economy experienced an unprecedented boom. Thanks to the strict discipline and will towards continuous improvement, the country is catching up to the industrial nations of the West, a fast-packed era. And there's 3 bonus tasks: sea monster, continuous improvement, and horticulture.
Tokyo is soon going to host the Summer Olympics. New records are in demand, and not just in the stadium. The Japanese State Railroad is pursuing a grand project. The world's first high-speed train. You have been entrusted with carrying out the project. Your motto is absolute perfection through continuous improvement. The country's topography has several pitfalls in store. Numerous obstacles must be overcome so that the new train can reach top speeds of over 200 kilometers per hour. Mountains, bodies of water, and populated areas make it hard to plan a straight-line route. Tackle these construction challenges and create a masterpiece of Japanese engineering. Each route segment presents various difficulties, each of which calls for taking very specific measures. Find out what needs to be done.
Welcome to the map, and the first thing we got to do is go to the tunnel construction site here, and we'll just open this up.
Mountainous terrain stands in the way of level track routing. Arrange test drillings for building tunnels.
So it looks like we've got to transport 80 stone from the drilling site here to the stone quarry storage area, whatever you want to call it there. And I think what we'll just do is get down to the usual. What I'm going to do is take the road fairly wide away from this coastline, because I've got a feeling that, well, I know the fact that the train's got to come through here. So we're just going to put this up to here like that. So that will give us a clear run through here, and I suppose what we're going to need to do is put some buildings in. I think we'll put this on this side here, get it nice and close in, a little bit of a smidge there, and we'll just put in a truck drop off over here, and of course we're going to have to put in a truck. I think you can just go in there. Connected, yep. And what we're going to do is create a route start from this end to there, and we'll call you Stone Carry. Some vehicles. What do we want? Some very basic cargo trucks here. You carry 8, you carry 15. I think we can buy about 5 of these. And we are assign you to Stone Carry. And we might as well just get them ticking away so that we can move the stone over that way. And what have we got here?
If the route is supposed to run along the straightest path, the mouth of Lake Hamana has to be dealt with. Make preparations for building a bridge.
We got construction site materials here. We don't have to deliver anything to this. This is a straight carry to the construction site here. Oops. I suppose what we could do is just come to there, and then we'll try and find a so we have to cross over to there, and I think we'll bring you down to there. And this is going to be a drop off. So I'm just going to put a drop off there. And how far away can we make this so that we can minimize the distance? I think we can get it about there. And just create a route from there to there. And we'll call you material carry. And I think what we're going to do is just put a depot in about, probably put you alongside here like that. Oops. And what do we need here? You're 60. You're 60. You carry 10. What's that here? You cost 30,000 a year. I think what we're going to do is go cheap and cheerful here. And we'll buy about 6 of these. So we've now got this up and running. And what I would like to do now is, this is going to take a little while, although the stone is trunking along quite quickly. My instinct is to get some public transport running in this area, just to build up some interest for the stations. I think we can do that, and we'll put a maybe we're get a little bit of flow in downtown Tokyo, and oops, and maybe a little bit over here. And what we're going to do is put a line in around here. We'll call you Tokyo Passenger. Of course, we're going to have to put another depot in here. And we'll put you out here. I'm just going to buy vehicles, passenger vehicles. And I think we'll just have about 5 of those running round. And I think the end of the line down here is in Osaka. So we'll do exactly the same here. We get you just on the end here. And get you put a line in here. Be a Osaka Passenger. And again, we're gonna have to put a maybe we'll just put you over here. Actually, no. Let's put you out on the outskirts here. And we'll just work you up here. And we can hook you there. And oops. I'm just going to buy some vehicles. Okay, I'm just going to buy another 5 and assign you to Osaka passenger. And I think the other main stop is just here, so we'll put another passenger line in here. Buildings. Okay, we'll just put a street connection there first. And another one there. So I'm just going to get back to here. And I think we'll start with we've completed the bridge construction. All we got to do now is just deliver the rest of the materials and we'll be in business. Just create a little bit of a circular line around here, and I've got no idea what this place is called. Nagara passenger. So we've got this up and running. And we've got a truck depot here, so we can just buy. Okay, I think we'll buy about 6 buses here. And we're going to assign you to. So we've got our bus routes now operating here. I mean, at the moment they're just moving people around the cities, but once we do the train connections, life should get a bit better. Okay, we're nearly there with the trucks.
Excellent! Under your expert guidance, the necessary preliminary work has been completed in short order. Now the actual route construction is next on the list. See to it that the necessary construction materials are delivered and use a precisely planned embankment to make sure that the maximum peak velocity is reached whenever possible. The route is going to be subjected to enormously high levels of stress. Large amounts of steel and concrete provide for the required stability.
So we got to deliver 80 steel and 80 construction to the main office. Okay. Well, I think we can adapt this line by moving you to there. And what we can do now is go to the line manager, the material carry. Whoops. We'll take off King Street. Actually, do is add station there, and then delete King Street. And then, of course, what we need to do is make sure that
Japan is a major fishing nation. Everything that ends up in the net ends up on a plate, even when it's not a fish at all, but a whale, for example. Good money can be made with that.
So we got major fishing here. Don't think we need this truck stop anymore, so get rid of you. Make sure this truck is right, that's working. Now the question is, what is going to be the cheaper option? Why's that not? I mean, is that going to be? Yes. If we go round the edge of the lake like this, I mean this is slightly flatter. Oops. And going up we just Skype round here. Oops. That was expensive. I think if we got you up to there, and maybe you across to there, and then what we can do is drop a collection site in here, because this is where the steel is. Right, that's about the limit of the steel, and we should be able to do. Wow. I think we're go about here and create a line from there to there, and we'll call you steel trucks like that. And of course we're going to have to cargo. I think we might need something a little bit bigger this time. You can't carry it, so I don't think I'm going to worry too much about this fish at the moment, because I'm a bit worried about where the rail line's going to come through. Now it's obviously going to have to cross here. We're going to have to go through this bit here. We've got Tokyo there. We've got our passenger lines running. We've got our steel trucks up and running. I don't think there's much else we can do. Welcome back. We've just been waiting for the steel line to come in. We got our last truck come in here. I actually put this on the wrong side, but they turn around there.
The nature of the high-speed route demands that a special standard is met. Steep inclines and sharp curves are to be avoided.
So what we got to do is connect Tokyo, Nagora and Osaka and build bridges and in the marked areas and a tunnel. So I think we'll do this an engineering style. What we'll do is we'll do the bridge and the tunnel first, and I suppose we've got to use the special high-speed line, and we've got a little bit of height because we've got to avoid things. So if we, that's really slow. That looks like about the fastest we're going to get through here. So if we build that first, we got a. Now I think the tunnel's going to be fun, because we can actually go through this area. I wonder if we could destroy this, although then can we do this in one? Cancel. If we curve in like that, problem is it's a bit difficult to tell, but that's actually come out on the mountainside. Yes, that's actually come out on the mountainside. Question is, we've now got this as a little bit of a dog leg. So, although what we could do, we got a collision there. If we say we come, cancel, just delete a bit of this track here and get back to here. If we don't quite, or maybe too slow, that's going to give us, no, that's not good enough. If we come in about there, And then if we can keep it above 250 and say to about there. Collision. Okay, let's just take this back. Hey, I want to delete you. And then that's, we can pull you, say, to pull you back and shorten you a little bit. You drop you down. Oh, this is get you just past this section here, and if we can connect you, what we've got to do is connect you with you. If we come out and just skirt you past here. What's this saying? Keep it just over 200. Of course, the other thing we need to remember is we're going to need to double track this. So we're going to have to double track this through, but we'll get the whole track sorted. So, right, I think. There. Actually. Be sneaky like that. That will give us a far in, so we can save the cost of a bridge. I think if we do that, and then maybe sweep. If we sweep in to about there, and then kind of curve around a little bit like that, get rid of that road there, and so let's just make a note, we are on the outside track of the line because we've now got to come up to here, and I think we're just gonna delete that, and we're gonna, okay, we need to have cancel that. We're gonna run you out like that, and then we're gonna run you alongside like that, and what we're looking to do is connect up this area here. The speed may be too slow. Right, we're gonna have to come out like that. Again, we're gonna be crossing a river, water, collision. Why are you colliding? Okay, it's no good. you delete that there. And let me get you. How close can we get? Okay. Right, got a little bit of a bridge there. And it's going to come out to about there, and then we should be able to, of course, in that final little bit of the curve there. So if we corner maybe, okay, we're going to have a little bit of a slow corner here. It's only going to be 180. Maybe if we take you back a little bit there, and that's better. And while we're looking at it, let's run you here because I want to check, make sure this will work. Well, we're going to lose a little bit of speed there. I'm just going to take you through here like that, and across here like this, and it's going to run you up to here. To there, and whoops, a bit in a little bit too close. If we can get you right through the tunnel. Of course, this is going to be on an inward curve here. Wow, I think this bridge is a little bit. Wow, okay. Right, let's just pick up this line here. And I'm just going to run you. Right, we've got inchy past you this line here. I'm just going to get you across to here, and we can have a mega bridge. I didn't quite realize how big this bridge was, but it's okay. I think we'll be able to keep the average speed up high enough for what we want to do. And I'm just going to push this through here, and hopefully this will bring us all the way. So we've now got a line all the way through. I mean, this is a pretty spectacular bridge, actually. Okay. And we've spent a vast amount. Okay. Now comes the fun bit. We've got to get through this mountain range here. So here we go. Just a line like this. Tunnel here, 300, 300, 300. I think we can go with that. And problem's going to be now getting through here. Oops. And it's 268. I think we can handle that. Delete that. Get back to this line. Where's the line here? I'm gonna hook you up. Which side of the track are we on? That's the tunnel. Right, we're coming off the left-hand side. Yep, I think that...
The new route has been completed, the backbone of the Japanese railroad network. Now it has to be ensured that everything runs with the greatest precision. Analyze the tracks and rolling stock in terms of possible optimization potential. Prepare the future route maintenance and provide for the greatest possible safety in the event of an earthquake. Dr. Yellow makes sure that everything runs smoothly without a hitch. The yellow work train detects even the smallest defects. This is especially important on bridges and in tunnels. Perform the necessary test runs.
So we've got Dr. Yellow. I think Dr. Yellow, if I remember correctly, is the name of the diagnostic train that they actually used to build the line. Right, so we double tracked all the way through. This should work. We need a train depot. I think we'll put the train depot up here so that we can actually see it. We've got a fairly long straight of track here. Just going to put a get in close, and we're going to view there, high speed track from, we put you into here, and it's gonna construction not possible because I didn't, and I'm gonna put you into there and push you out to here and connect you up to there. And we better create a line. Now this is a test track line, so if we, I think this test track or test line can go all the way through. I don't think it needs to stop in the middle. I've lost the so you can just do, and we'll just call you test line. Okay, so we haven't done the crossovers yet, so we've got to put some crossovers in, but we might as well get this up and running first. Buy vehicles. What do we want? Okay, this is the one we've got to buy, so we've got to buy Dr. Yellow, and we're going to assign you to the test track. Let's check the train out first. There we go. Just a little short train. Right, the next thing we need to do is put in crossovers here. Now, I don't want too many crossovers along the line here. We're going to keep the crossovers to the absolute minimum. Wow, this is probably the longest railway line I've ever built in this game, actually. And it's going to be a bit icky, tricky. And of course, this one's not going to play. So it looks like we were. That's my super bridge. So we've got the.
All trains are equipped with sensors that automatically trigger an emergency stop in the event of an earthquake. If the system happens to fail, the staff must be able to bring the train to a standstill as fast as possible.
We've got to buy 3 trains, accelerate them, and then stop them. I think first thing we're going to need to do is find this. Where is it? Miracle Manager. I think we need to send. We're going to send you back to the depot. We're going to have 3 trains on the line. We're going to have to do the signalling. So let's just get this sorted out. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the game for a little while so that we can sort this out. I think probably the first thing I want to do is do the line. We're going to have proper trains on the line now. We're going to run to here, here, and back to Nagaru. But why could you not connect to the station? Don't I have got any brakes in the dual track? Yes, I have here. Okay, back to that should be it. So we got platform 2 at Tokyo, platform 1 at Nagaru, platform 1 at Osaka. And the reason I'm flipping the platforms on these at this point here is simply because I don't want to put crossovers in front of here. What I want is an up line and a down line, which is the way a high-speed train will actually work. So the next thing we're going to need to do is find Tokyo. What we're going to do is now we're going to make sure this signaling is very precise. So you're going to be the up line, you're going to be the down line, up line, down line, down line. Right, I'm going to signal the rest of the track and I'll be right back. Right, what I've done is I've signaled the track here, and what I want to do now is we're just going to buy 1 train just to test this out, to make sure I've got made no mistakes. So we've got to find the track depot. Let's get this running again for the moment. And I'm just going to buy a vehicle. We're just going to buy one Shinkansen, and we're going to assign you. Oh, nope. Assign you to line 1. And for you high speed. Oops. And what I want to do is just make sure this train runs. What we're going to do is put a tag on him. Wow, that's expensive. And we're just gonna put a follow on him. Have a run down the line over the bridge. Actually, just so we're doing 168 through the trees. 205, 207, 215. 218. Well, we're getting plenty of speed up here. I'm not sure. I think the max speed of the train is 220. Yeah. Oh, that's a little bit of a slow line there. 198, 200. And we've come in on the right platform here. and we've actually picked up passengers, so I think putting those lines in, it's worked. And we've got another little short length of track through the tunnel. And through this one. And wow, look at that. We got 140 people for the return journey. We might actually start making some money actually. Right, now the next thing I want to do is we're going to have a go at this fishy thing now, because somehow we've got to get over this track without building a crossing. We've got the road there, so I'm gonna be completely honest, I've never done anything like this before, so can we go up? So we've got a go for a steel bridge here. Can we get a bit? Whoops, nope. Ah. Okay, I think we're going to go with that, and then drop you. Something tells me the bridge capabilities in this game aren't particularly that good, but then workers and resources was very similar. It's right, it's how far away? That's about as far as away from the fishies as we can get. And the question is, do I go for a separate delivery or a single delivery? I think we can get away with just putting a new line from there to there, and we'll call you the fish line. Oops. So you're the fish line. And we're going to buy some vehicles. Oh. Yeah, I think we'll buy. We need quite a few of these. If we buy about 8 of these, fish line. And I think what we're going to do, line manager, fish line. This is Nagoya South. And what we're going to do is make the trucks wait for the fish to arrive here. So that we've got lots and lots of nice full loads coming through. Right now, what we've got to do is test it. Emergency stop, so we got to get 3 trains up to 300. Where's my current train? So the train's just coming back. It moves a little bit too fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to have 3 trains running at the same time. Speed. Okay, train stopped. Right, what we're going to do now is introduce another train on the line. And we're going to buy. And we're going to add you high speed. And we're going to have you up there as well. And we're just going to let you get running, and then we're going to get by a 3rd train. And you're just coming out as well. We've now got all 3 trains up and running. What we've got to do is get to all 3 trains running at maximum speed. We've got one at 220, one at 63, So, and then what we got to do is 1, 2, 3.
Every single car ought to be stripped down to its individual parts at
Right,
regular
let's get them running
intervals.
again.
The hub office needs capable personnel to do this.
Right, we've got to hire 30 workers to the main office, so well, that should be quite straightforward. We got, how's our fish trucks going? Hey, what's this?
A popular saying goes, big fish don't live
Oh.
in small ponds. Process the fresh
I thought
seafood
I'd
from
accepted that
Fisher
mission.
Tom's trawler for sushi, sashimi, and other specialties in Japanese cooking.
I'm cracking up. I thought I'd accepted that mission. Never mind. We're okay. We're okay. Now, what we're going to do is put a. Actually, we can put a. Question is, can I extend that route, or do we just do a dedicated? I think I'll just do a dedicated route. If we start somewhere about there, and we'll just create a dedicated line from there to there, and we'll call you workers. So we've got workers, and of course we're gonna have to buy some vehicles for it, passengers. I think if we buy 3 of those, and I'm just going to assign you to workers. And what we've got to do now is just sit back and enjoy watching the trains run. I think we've got a pretty good line going here now.
The whole earth is shaking. That happens frequently in Nippon. No cause for alarm. Carry on.
Thank you. I'm not exactly too sure what that is, but whether that's a build up to something else. Let's have a look at our. So our high-speed trains are making money. We've got one that's not making any money. I'm not sure we actually need the yellow train, but we'll keep it at the moment. This area is getting a little bit busy, but still not totally happy with this bridge. I'll be completely honest.
It's bucking again. What could have done that? How weird. As if your trawl net tickled something at the bottom of the ocean.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but maybe it's tied to the amount of fish that we're delivering. The trucks are queuing here, so that goes to prove that we got sufficient trucks on this line to keep the fish flowing. Although 10,000 fish is
Huh? It's happened
okay,
again.
third time this is.
Slowly getting scary. But there's no time to speculate. The fishing quota is still a long way off.
I just want to show you this. You can see here that this line is actually really starting to pay off. I think putting in the early public transport here has made a really big difference with respect. Look, you can see all the people coming out of the station. And just to give you a bit of a breakdown, you can find the line manager. You can see here we're 19 million there. You can see the trains are running. Well, this one's not doing that well. I don't know what's up with you, but
Something's wrong here. This can't be any normal quake. The epicenter of the tremors seems to lie somewhere out here in the ocean. Find out where exactly.
okay. I must admit, I'm a little bit confused with that because I was expecting to deliver 10,000 fish. So I think maybe there's a bit of a textual error with that. What we got here now?
It looks like your sideline has startled something really monstrous deep down in the ocean. Something that seems to be bothered by your activities. It's bubbling and churning and scratching the ship's hull. Maybe you'd better stop.
I'm not sure I want to stop. I think we'll just keep going. So I think that's actually finished. And I think the fish line is a fairly profitable line. Let's have a quick look. Oh, this is trucks, not fish. I keep clicking the wrong one. Yeah, I mean we made nearly $500,000 on that. The high speed line is making $22 million. The only one that's really losing money at the moment is the workers line. So we're making money hand over fist. So I'm not going to give up the fishing line just for that. We've got cattle trucks. I'm just looking around to see whether there's anything, because we got, it's saying we've got, this has got, Osaka's got a demand for food, but I can't see we've actually got a food processing plant there. So we would have to kind of, no, I don't want to get ahead. I'm kind of thinking that we could be cheeky, that we could put a goods line running alongside this line here. Oh, I've got to try it, sorry. Tracks shipping builder. Yeah, we can run a goods line along here to here to create food. Although we'd have to put another track along here. Yep. So we could run a normal track along here. I can connect this up, because if there is a requirement for this, we will certainly be. So we've got a normal track running alongside the high-speed track, and that will then come into this area here. We'd branch around into here, and we'll connect that up. That's probably a future mission. Right, I'm just now going to wait for the maintenance crew to get their act together, and then we'll be on, hopefully onto the next stage in the process. Welcome back, and you can see we've now got a bus approaching this terminal here. Got a little bit of a traffic jam here. We've just finally completed this mission.
And the new railroad line festively inaugurated in time for the Olympic Games. The train is so popular that demand exceeds the existing offer by far. But the new route isn't making everyone happy. The residents living alongside the tracks are complaining about the noise. The increased passenger volume calls for several optimizations. The average speed needs to be increased, the route capacity enlarged, and waiting times reduced.
It seems we've got to increase the capacity of the line with more trains to 600, ensure waiting time is below 45 and average speed is 90 kilometers an hour. It seems even while she was reading it, this was still operating.
Laying out a Japanese garden is a fine art. Each stone,
so let's just get down here, find Tokyo, and add another train.
The worldly on this side, and the otherworldly beyond. Divine and earthly beings, permanence and transience.
Right, let's just buy another train, because it seems we need to get the capacity up, so we're just going to buy that. And we're just going to add you to the high-speed line. That now gives me the capacity on the line. Oops, wow, that's finished already.
Satisfactory solutions for all kinds of challenges, but it remains your responsibility to attend to the customers and increase revenues, because the debts accumulated due to route construction still haven't been paid off yet. And people are only prepared to pay the downright hefty ticket prices when everything is the way it should be. Despite pleasing numbers of passengers, the construction debts are still far from paid off. Transport even more passengers in order to improve your balance sheet.
Well, it seems we've got to transport at least 400 passengers and pay off construction debts in 5 installments of 2 million or 20 million? 20 million. That means 5 is 100 million. I'm just going to leave that for the moment.
On the path to continuous improvement, the point is to avoid all activities that, although they consume resources, don't generate any value. They are the 7 types of muda: overproduction, waiting time, superfluous transport, defective products, excessive inventory, unnecessary motion, and inappropriate processing. Follow the teachings of Kaizen on the path to continuous improvement and avoid the 7 types of muda at your business operation.
Right, the game has literally bombarded me with lots of options, and I need to get this sorted out. So we've got to pay the construction debts. Let's just get this done. I'll just punch this. Okay, we've got plenty of money, so let's just get this out of the way. And what's the next thing? We've got Japanese horticulture, except
the gardens are precisely planned down to the last detail. Each individual object must be in equilibrium with every other one. Create perfect harmony.
So we got to satisfy customer. Let's one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Let's do this. So what have I got to do for this garden? I can't even find it in this list. Create a garden. Place correct number of each type of stone and each type of tree in this. I presume we got to do in the circle. Well, I think what we're going to do is I'm not sure if this is necessary, but I presume we've got to recreate this. What we got here? We got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. It looks like we've got to put 12 big stones in. Is that it? Well, it doesn't seem to make any difference, so put these in here. I would guess that they don't really have to be in the same pattern, because this is just going up the way it is. Let's just change out of curiosity. 9 10 11 12. What was it? 16, isn't it? Let's get a little bit creative. 14. Right, so we put 16 stones in. How many trees we got? 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. We're going to put 14 trees in. Okay, let's just zoom. 1 2 3 4. I mean, it doesn't seem to be complaining about the not being the right type of trees. Put 1 there, 1 there. Maybe 1 on each. It says we've got to put another 4 in. Oh, wow, that's big. A bit too big. Does this count as a tree? Well, okay, we'll just have to put this in.
What a sight!
Well, that works.
Absolute perfection. An immaculate garden. Whoever enters it is instantly tranquility itself.
This is the main mission. Satisfy customer needs. We've got to achieve minimal frequency of 120, and we've got to deliver food. Let's just have a look at the Muda. It says build as few possible points as possible. No overcrowded trains. Modern trucks. Only modern trucks. Trains maintained. 2 out of 5. I'm not exactly sure what trains maintained actually means. Actually, just one thing first. Let's, because if I remember correctly, let's have a quick look here. We've got this train here. I think we'll sell this, because this train is doing nothing. I wonder if that will reduce the frequency. Yeah. Does that saying that I've got another train or truck or something? I mean, I've only got the one. That doesn't make sense. Right, it says only modern trucks. Let's get rid of the simple stuff first. Now the question is, I know I've got a line with junky vehicles. Here it is here. What was this? Material carry. Line manager. Manage vehicles. These are junky ones. So say if I upgrade these, because I presume there is an upgrade. I'll replace selected vehicles. This is carrying materials. Right, let's just upgrade these. Right, that gets rid of that. Now the next problem is it says build as few switch points as possible. I wanted to lay a track down here. If I do that, that's going to add more switch points, isn't it? What we can do is let's work on the food situation next. It says minimal frequency. It's almost like it's telling me I've got to put another train on. Let's get the food sorted out, one thing at a time. And I think we're... Oops, no. What we're going to do is come out like that. And we've got... I think what we're going to do is come out like that. Cancel. I have a plan. No idea whether it's going to work or not, but right, because what I've done is I put this rail along here. I was looking at this, and I think if we trains, buildings, we put a terminal. I only want a single line here. Back a bit. We put a single line goods train there. Now we've got to avoid the points. Isn't it? Yes, 19 switch points. I don't know how I'm going to solve that. I mean, there is a kind of ballistic way of doing it, but I don't really want to deal with that just yet. Right. We got a line from there to there, and what we're going to do is hook up. You don't want to hook up to the main line, we'll hook up to that line. This runs all the way through here. Oops. I've got to run along about as far as here. We've got a line from there to there. Yeah, we're gonna have to put another train on this to... Okay, let's just do it. Which then contradicts here. Must admit, I am starting to find these missions a little bit irritating from this respect, that you build something up and then they give you something that you've got to tear down again. Right, what we're going to do is put another one of these on. Now, add you to the high speed line. That should reduce the frequency. Back to the food line. Right, where's it says build as few as possible switches. Now, if we extend the track a little bit out here, like that, and then come to buildings, you can put that. That hasn't increased the number of switches. Okay. Then what we're going to do is hook up you to there. Oops. And what we've got to do now is take that from there to there. And what I'm hoping to do is bring the food back. So I think the next thing we're going to do is buy a steam train 125, diesel 100. There's non-electrified. How old's the steam train? Build date 2004. Okay, so we've got plenty of that. Loading speed. Loading speed. Kind of a bit sentimental for a train, a steam train. Right, cargo. This is the one we need. I was getting a bit worried. I thought I couldn't find one of these. Right, let's just add boxcars. That carries food in both directions. So if we go up to 105, yeah, that's too big. So go to 105. I'll buy you. It helps if I create the line. And what we're going to do is run a line from there, there, and back again. And what we're going to do is add you to line 1. And of course I haven't actually line 1. I'll call you the food rail. And then what I want to do now is we bring, right, I need to get something here now. Actually, is that? No, it's not. Oh well, it was an idea. Right, I want you there, and I think we'll put your own delivery point in here. I have that become one line. Oh, that's interesting. Oh well, we something else being learnt. So we've got line 1. We'll call you food to HQ, and then what we're going to do is put some trucks onto here. 5 vehicles. I think we'll just go with the expensive new ones. I think we'll put about start with 6 on here. I just really hate overloading these lines. Right, time to take stock. So we've now got achieved minimal frequency, train stations should not be overcrowded, and we've got to ship the food. Now we've got to deal with the Muda. Half-filled trains. Can I reduce this? We've got to get this. So I've only got absolute minimal switch points. Right, you're coming in on there. So you're only using one side of the line. Right. So if I come here, we Picky train game. Right, so by reducing that, and okay, we'll just get it going again. We'll come down here. I'm just waiting for the error thing to come up the top and tell me that this is all wrong. Want a train to come in? Where are you, train? I can find out which side of the line you are coming in on. Okay. Right, just wait for the train to leave. Wow. I think these need to be spaced out a little bit. Oh well, we'll deal with that later on. I'm just going to let you clear the signals. We having a convention here, are we? Yeah, I think we're going to need to space the trains out a little bit. I'm going to pause that. Delete that bit of line and the crossover there. And that bit of line there. And we're going to hook them. We're going to hook you into there. Now, are you going to leave? So we got one more switch line to reduce. What we could do now is take some of them out of here. I've got the 2 switch lines here. If I delete that, yeah, we can leave that the way it is. We've now got that down. Are we actually shipping any food yet, or is this just still taking a little while to rank up? Right, we've got food on there, and we've done the number of switch lines, but we've got no food moving yet. I mean, and what we've got is no half-filled trains, no overcrowded cargo stations. I think that could be a problem. I don't know, that's picking up that there. Still don't understand this train's maintained. It doesn't make sense. There's no half-filled trains. I think what we're going to need to do is just check the it's the vehicle stats, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to have to try and space these trains out a bit.
Fortune smiles upon the industrious. Your tireless commitment is bearing fruit. The trains whoosh by at maximum speed across the region, and the countryside is blossoming like the cherry trees in spring.
We're going to continue playing. I'd like to do this mooder thing, but well, I suppose one way we can do this now is now we don't need the extra trains. Let me just okay. Let's get rid of the older trains first. Manage vehicles. I think we're gonna reduce others. So we're gonna sell you. Sell you. Trains maintained. If we get rid of another one, so we go down to 2 trains. That's just disappearing. It's almost like I can't have any trains at all. That just doesn't make sense. Okay. Right, what we're going to do now is just let this run for the moment. Where are my 2 trains? Okay, you're there. Right, you're running 160. There's no half-filled trains. Is that to do with this cargo? Let me just pause. I don't understand this. I've got train 4, train 5. I've got all my trains are full up, but that is not firing. When you're running 153, you're running a full 160. Trains maintained. That's not increasing. You're full up. No overcrowded cargo stations. Is that also over here? So does that mean we've got to increase the number of trucks? And I've got so much money. Let's just get rid of some lines then. Fish line. I just don't understand this. That's all my trains. I've only got the... I mean, we'll check. Yeah. See, these are never dropping below. It must be the cargo train. Right. Right, I'm just going to have one more go at this, and then if it doesn't work, we're just not bother, because this is getting irritating. I'm going to be completely honest. Yeah, I mean, we got a massive cargo depot there. Right, so there's no heart. So it was the goods train that was causing the problem with that. So to do that, we just got to delete the 2 trains. So there's no Hartfield. Yeah, that's now fluctuating backwards and forwards. That seems a contradiction, because if I delete the trains... Right. Right, let's do an experiment. We don't need the stone carry anymore, so... I come into here. Image vehicles. Tell them all. Oops. Stone carry. Manage line. Remove the line. And what we're going to do is delete you. Wait, why are you material carry? I've deleted the wrong line. Okay. Well, we're material carry, manage miracles. We're going to sell you off and enter and manage the line, delete it. And what we're going to do is delete you. That's another line broken. Still trucks. Manage miracles. Sell you off. I mean, if this all goes wrong, I'm just not going to bother, to be honest. This is just very messy and goes against the grain. Got rid of you, got rid of you. And back to half. Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. This is starting to irritate me a little bit, having to destroy what I've built up just to do it, and just to confirm this last one. And this will bring the video to an end if we come to the managed vehicle. We sell both these. Yep. Effectively, we don't have any trains. So effectively, we're just gonna have to keep fiddling with this until such time as this comes into balance. We'll probably just have to put loads and loads of trucks onto here to get things done. But it's effectively, by deleting the trains, it says I've got no half-filled trains, no overcrowded trains, but business don't throw away any goods. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. If you've got any suggestions on how to do this simply rather than just destroying the whole map, feel free to chuck it in the comments. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.